Hi, my name is Maja from Bookworm Dreams and welcome to a new video. So today I'm going to talk about my forgotten TBR. This video is actually inspired by a video that Stephanie from Steph Loves made during her Bookmas series in December of last year. She did a video called TBR Vets. I'll leave the link down below and up here. Basically this idea has been around on BookTube for a while. So TBR Vets is the books that have been on your TBR shelf, or the books that you wanted to read for a really long time but you've never gotten around to it. So I kind of did it a little bit differently. I looked at all the TBRs that I made in the last 2 years when I started actively writing them down and everything. And I picked 9 books that I still want to read. So let's just go through them. The first book I want to mention is Holopox, The Hunt for Morgan Crow by Jessica Townsend. This is book 3 in her Nevermore series. Since this is book 3, I'm not going to spoil the first 2 books. I'm just going to tell you what the first book is about. In this series, we follow Morgan Crow. She has been labeled the cursed child, the unluckiest child, because of the day that she was born, and because of her curse she's been blamed for everything bad that's been happening around her. So if someone has a heart attack, it's her fault. There's a mention of someone losing the spelling bee contest, and apparently it's her fault because she waved at the kid or whatever. So basically, on the eve of her death, because of the curse, she was supposed to die, Jupiter North comes and takes her away to a secret magical city called Nevermore. And he takes her there so that she can become a member of the Wondrous Society. And to do that, she has to go to a school, I think. And to get to the school, in the first book, she has to go through a bunch of trials. And, you know, we meet many fascinating characters. There's a talking cat and everything. And it's a really, really fun middle grade book. So definitely I'm looking forward to getting to the third one. The next book I want to talk about is The Tiger and the Wolf by Adrian Tchaikovsky. So I'm just going to read you what it says here, but look how pretty the cover is. This is definitely a cover bias, so this cover is like, okay, we're getting this. So the book is about, we follow our main character whose father is the Wolf's clan's chieftain, but she is an outcast. Her mother was queen of the Tiger, and these tribes have been enemies for generations. Our main character, whose name I don't know how to pronounce yet, but when I listen to the audiobook, I'll figure it out, also hides a deadly secret. All can shift into their clan's animal form. So the wolf can shapeshift into wolf and the tiger into tiger. But our main character can take both shapes, so a tiger and a wolf. She can't disown half of her soul, so she escapes. And with the killer broken axe in pursuit. So I guess someone is chasing her. Interesting. The wolf's chieftain plots to rule the north, and controlling his daughter is crucial to his schemes. However, other tribes also prepare for strife. Priests foresee danger and a time of testing and broken laws. Some say a great war is coming, overshadowing even a wolf's ambition. But what spark will set the world ablaze? I guess this is number 1 in the series. But yeah, this was on my TBR a couple of times. I think I even have it a couple of Tomtopos, but I never got around to it. So I'm definitely looking forward to reading it. The next book on my list is A Memory Called Empire by Arkady Martin. In this book, we follow an ambassador that comes to the center of a galactic empire, whose name I'm not even going to pretend to know how to pronounce. And when she comes to her new job, she discovers that her predecessor has died. And now she has to figure out who killed him and why, and also has to do her job, and also has to navigate the alien culture that she is now immersed in. This book has won the Hugo Award for Best Science Fiction Novel, and the sequel is actually coming out pretty soon, I think in March. And so yeah, I want to get to it. It's been on a couple of my TBRs, but I don't know, I never got to it. So I'm looking forward to getting to it this year. The next book on my list is The Storm of Locusts by Rebecca Roanhorse. Now this book is a sequel to this one. This is The Trail of Lightning, but look at this awesome cover. So I'll just tell you what this is about, because if I tell you what the sequel is about, then I will spoil you the first one. So I don't want to do that. So the first one, while most of the world has drowned beneath the sudden rising waters of a climate apocalypse, something I will not mispronounce, but I will tell you what it says. Formerly of the Navajo reservation, so I guess the Navajo people, has been reborn. The gods and heroes of legends walk the land, but so do monsters. Maggie Husky is the Navajo monster hunter, a supernatural gifted killer. When a small town needs help finding a missing girl, Maggie is their last best hope. But what Maggie uncovers about the monsters is much more terrifying than anything she could imagine. Maggie reluctantly enlists the aid of Kai Arvizo, an unconventional medicine man. Then together they travel the reservation, unraveling clues from ancient legends, trading favors with tricksters, and battling dark witchcraft in a patchwork world of deteriorating technology. As Maggie discovers the truth behind the killings, she will have to confront her past if she wants to survive. Welcome to the sixth world. When I read this for the first time, I gave it 5 stars. And then 2 months later, I couldn't tell you what the book was about, which is bad. So I'm going to reread this before I read the sequel, the one that's been on my TBR a couple of times, and I'm looking forward to reading it this year. The next 2 books on my list are science fiction. So first one is The Calculating Stars by Mary Robinette Kowal. So I'm just going to read you what it says here, what this book is about. So this is book 1 in a trilogy. I think all the 3 books are out now. So one woman, one mission, one chance to save the world. So it's 1952 and the world as we know it, it's gone. A meteorite has destroyed Washington, D.C., triggering extinction-level global warming. To save humanity, the world unites to form the International Aerospace Coalition. Its mission to colonize first the moon, then Mars. Elma York, World War II pilot and a mathematician, dreams of becoming an astronaut. Oh, astronaut. But prejudice has kept her grounded. Now nothing and no man will stop her from reaching the stars. That sounds so interesting. Also, there's something happening in March that will be forcing me to read this, and you'll find out soon. The second science fiction book, actually the third in the whole list, but second in this little group, is Mechanical Failure by Joe Zia. So basically in this book we follow a sergeant, Wilson Rogers, who has left the army, the military, the space military, to become a smuggler. And then he sucks at his job, and it's very hard, and he gets captured, and he is re-enlisted, or actually forced back into service, because the military that he has left is now doing something very strange. Is preparing for war, which is very weird because the military he's been a part of, I think the words tiki party have been mentioned in the summary. So basically, what does the military do during peacetime? Basically barbecue and drink. And now that he's been re-enlisted, now they're preparing for war, and it's very strange and very weird. This is actually a space opera, a humorous space opera, and I'm looking forward to reading it because it's giving me kind of John Scalzi vibes, and it should be fun. And this was on like a space opera September TBR at some point. But yeah, I never got around to it, so hopefully this year I will. The last 3 books on my list are Horror Store by Grady Hendrix. So basically this is a haunted house story, but it's actually a sort of an Ikea store, but not an Ikea store. So basically something strange is happening in a furniture store in Cleveland, Ohio, and 3 employees have volunteered to stay the night to figure out what's been happening and, you know, who's been destroying the furniture, writing stuff in feces on the walls and stuff. And it should be interesting and fun because the whole thing is sort of designed as an Ikea monologue. Why am I putting quotation marks? Whatever. It's designed like an Ikea a catalog, so you can like follow the story as our protagonists, I guess, go through section. So if you've ever been into Ikea, you know how what it looks like and everything. So yeah, it should be interesting. Christina read it and loved it, so good. The next book is The Deep by River Solomon. So this is a short story. No, this is a novella that's been inspired by a rap song that was written and performed by David Diggs and his rap group, The Clippings. And I'm just going to read what it says. So, water-breathing descendants of African slave women tossed overboard have built their own society and must reclaim their memories of the past to shape their future. So in this novella, we follow Yetu. She is the designated historian. Because of the traumatic experiences that they had and their history, the entire underwater society has forgotten all of their past. And all the memories go to the designated historian. And in this novella, our designated historian is suffering because all the trauma we can only imagine. Probably will be really well described in the story. But she's suffering from all the traumatic memories, but she has to reclaim them because with these memories she can see their future, and so I guess she can lead their people, or I guess point them in the right direction. Sounds very interesting, and I'm looking forward to reading it. And the last book on my list is My Calamity Jane by the three authors I can never remember. So Cynthia Hand, Brodie Ashton, and Jodie Meadows. So this is book 3 in My Lady Janie's series, in which in every book we follow a different sort of famous Jane from the history. And in My Calamity Jane, we follow Calamity Jane. She was a famous she a pioneer? No, she's, what do you call the people that went in? So basically, she's a famous character from the history of America's West. So when people went to the, to California and everything to look for gold and stuff, and she was there with Wild Bill Hancock and all the other sort of, sorry, I'm sick, all the other famous cowboy characters. She's there, and in this one, each of the books has a supernatural element, and in this book, the supernatural element are werewolves. And I think in this book, Jane works in a circus with a bunch of, I guess, shape-shifting werewolves, and then stuff happens. These are humorous, and these are fun. There is a romance happening in each of them, but it's basically like a alternate history, like on crack. It's ridiculous, and it's such a fun read, and I would definitely recommend to listen to those on audio, because that's what I'm going to do with this third one. And that's it for my video. If you read any of the books that I've just mentioned, please do let me know how you liked them or didn't like them. There are some important links in the description box down below, so please do check them out. If you like this video, please press the like button, subscribe to our channel, press the bell button to get notifications for every video that we upload. And that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in our next video. Bye.